This is the Ayurveda Shaman helping and supporting you through the six taste. The six taste in Ayurveda is something that asks you to hit the thumbs up and the likes button. Okay, the six tastes are going to be sweet, sour, pungent, bitter, astringent, and salty. These are the six tastes in Ayurveda, and they all come with their combination of elements. The sweet taste is going to be earth as well as water. The salty taste will be water and the elements of fire. The pungent taste is the elements of air as well as fire. Okay? The sour taste is earth as well as
fire.
You have bitter, which is air and ether. And you have the last, which is astringent, which is air as well as earth. And so take a moment to look at that in our membership or in our Ayurveda course.
You'll get a very much more detailed understanding of that. But let's talk about a couple of the foods that the six taste so you can help understand. The one I think
is the largest misconception is the sweet taste. Sweet taste is not about candy and Jolly Ranchers and Tootsie Rolls, okay? As though they may be very, very good and delicious. It also is more likely things like a banana has a sweet taste, okay? But a ripe banana, more specific. A green banana will be in the taste qualities of astringent. It will bind and bring things together. So if you have diarrhea or an inflamed gut, it will help to cool down those internal linings with the astringent taste of air, which dries, and earth, which grounds and moisturizes. So it dries but moisturizes on the internal. So it depends. If you're already too dry, that constipation of the astringent could be very dangerous. Okay? Bitter, if I use this for example, bitter is one of the ones where coffee has a bitter taste, but as well as teas, dandelion root. These are all considerations of bitter foods. And it's like, well, what does bitter do? Okay. Well, bitter, remember, is the elements of air and ether. And what it really does, also things like turmeric is under the bitter. What it can do for you is help to detoxify and actually purify. So bitter is one of the things that if you're having acne and pimples, it actually can help reduce the pitta, the fire inside that you're going through at a hormonal level. Think about it. Hormones happen at the teenage years, okay? And our hormones are growing, our metabolic system is changing, and that fire is what a lot of times creates acne. So bitter and astringents are some of the things that actually can, what do we use? Witch hazel, right? On the bumps in the face. What do they do? It dries them out. It dries out the heat. So that's one concept. And so you have to understand, like, do you have overly oily skin? That helps that to happen. So other than that, let's talk about sour. Sour taste, I like to think of the one where you have a dry throat. Lime can really help to moisturize that throat, as well as a different level that can help that out. It would be something like a pungent, especially if you have mucus. It can help break mucus down, but on the other side, it can actually help to break it down internally in the gut, post-digestive as an effect. But up front, it's not, that's because it has a sweet quality. So, but up front, it has a pungent. When you first bite ginger, it's like, it's a little spicy. It has a little spice kick, but that doesn't digest as a spice. So these six tastes, they all have a preemptive effect when you first have it. Okay, like ice cream can have a feeling of being sweet up front, right? Where it's like, oh man, like, you know, it feels it grounding, it feels nourishing. But when it starts to digest, it actually turns into a sour inside your gut, post-digestive, which can be about 4 hours later for dairy products, as one of the six tastes when we get a little bit deeper. And so that actually creates fire, okay? It creates fire on that sour taste, as well as the element of earth. So it still can be a somewhat grounding, but it also has that heating property, which I find through the sour, it could help if you were experiencing constipation. It's something that can help you in small doses, right? Also, you gotta be careful with adding the extra cherries and other fruits that might come involved with ice cream, but that's something. Salty as a taste within the six tastes of Ayurveda is the elements of water and fire. And I like salt a lot, to be honest. I've had to learn to reduce my actual salt by adding it because I love the flavor. As my diet got more bland, me trying to figure out my body, I was like, man, I need some flavor somewhere, and I started over salting, and this can be bad. This can actually increase your blood pressure. It can make your blood very thick and viscous, which can increase the pressure that your internal lining has so that blood can't flow and move through. So you have to be careful with adding too much salt or eating too much seaweed. And what else is salty? Pork can be considered salty as well as somewhat difficult to digest depending on your doshas. If you're a pitta dosha, you might be able to digest pork a little bit easier. But it also has no, these are qualities. I'm not talking qualities today. We'll talk this in a different video. But it's the salt that comes naturally involved in food rather than adding salt. Not that you cannot. And so I do believe I might have touched them all. Did I touch them all? Pungent could be chili peppers, garlic. Astringents could be things like apples and chickpeas. So again, the astringent has that air and earth quality, which can really suck up the water and kind of keep it all for itself. Meaning if you eat chickpeas, chickpeas will take the water for itself. Okay? Apples takes the water for itself. That's uncooked. The key with, if you want to turn apple from astringent to a sour, you cook the apples. So apple sauce has a sour. It actually helps through malic acid inside your colon to hydrate your colon so that if you're suffering from a dry colon, which equates to feces and fecal matter being backed up inside of your rectum, your cecum, this won't allow you to poop. This will be significant of holding your thoughts, holding your garbage, holding your emotions and not expressing yourself and your enthusiasm, nor letting and releasing it. So as you see, Ayurveda can actually be a part of our life and help with, like, if you're struggling mentally speaking, you can add bitters. If you add bitters, it will actually help enliven your mind and give you mental dexterity. But if you already feel very loose and scattered in thought, then you want to avoid bitter, astringent, and pungent because it will only exacerbate psychosomatic illnesses of you thinking your way into a disease. And instead, you want to add the six taste of sweet and have more sweet potatoes because it will ground and nourish your body as well as give you the fibers to help you feel satiated, grounded, stable, and secure. Right? While still maintaining it being light. So you could do that also with like a quinoa. Quinoa has a light quality, and we didn't talk about qualities yet, but you can get that in our membership if you join us, or you can get that in the course, the Ayurveda course. Once the membership is done, you'll have the full course completed. Not the membership, but it's an 8-week course for Ayurveda, learning about the taste and the quality. So right now we're going to stick away from the quality. We're going to go stick to the, what did I last say? I don't remember. But we can move to like dates. Dates has a sweet quality. It's very grounding. But you want to get medjool dates that are hydrated. Otherwise, you want to avoid dry fruits if you already have your mind and your energy scattered all over the place and you have a lot of internal movement that's represented by external movement, aka you can't stop thinking, you can't stop researching. The more you're researching on your phone, you'll want to add more sweet foods. It'll ground your mind, it'll slow you, it'll make you a little more sluggish, where you might just want to put the phone away and like, I can't even think about this complex equation that they want me to understand through their marketing. So that can happen with things like a sweet quality if your mind is off the charts and going too crazy. It also helps with fire. If you feel acid reflux, usually this is a disbalance, a vitiated or aggravated air and fire. When air and fire happens, the food is not allowed to go down. And when it can't go down, it needs to go somewhere, so it comes up. And this is acid reflux. This starts to become heartburn, as well as spitting up that fire, that acid. That acid is related to pitta. And what can help you in a situation like that might be something like cardamom. Now, ironically, cardamom is a pungent, however, it helps to push food downward. So instead of it coming up, it goes down and also starts to settle nerves in a little bit. It will make you more alert. Your eyes, you'll notice, will open, but your digestion will open as well, pushing food downwards rather than it coming up because you want that to poop out. And so, the six tastes in Ayurveda, this is an intro. Hopefully you learned something from this today. I have shorts that gives a little bit more different information. So check out the shorts. I have 6 shorts on the six tastes. Other than that, you can actually just come learn live with us in our membership. For the next 8 weeks, we're doing all Ayurveda and tying Ayurveda into shamanism, tying shamanism and Ayurveda into astrology, which is, I think, 2 more classes from now. We're going to understand which zodiac signs, and I'll give you a hint. One area, a section of Aries is actually related by air and ether. It has no fire involved. So wait, what is related by air and ether as well as the south node? It has no fire involved. So if that was something interesting to you, come check out and join us, as well as or just potentially get the course when it's out and ready. And then, another 6 weeks or so, the course will be complete and ready. But I'd rather have you join in person and live because we can actually digest and dissect for you. So check that out. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button. This is your Ayurveda shaman, Pernell, inspiring other shamans to awaken to the fact that you're always dreaming and you never want to wake up. You want to actively participate in the dream. 1111 on screen. Manifest. Drop that 1111 if you made it to the end of this chat. Hit the thumbs up. Support your boy with a subscription. If you want more Ayurveda content, I'm going to be supplying so much more Ayurveda content along and tied into shamanism as well as our astrology and so much more. So this is your boy. I love you. I see you soon. Check us out.
For one-on-one reading and consultation, I'm actually going to add that on my website soon for consultation specifically Ayurveda related, and we can walk through and talk about your
diet, your lifestyle activities, what's going on emotionally speaking, because all of this plays into Ayurveda, and I can help you with your dreams and so much more. So I love you. I'll see you soon.